Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Another beautiful day to be alive. Hope everybody out there is doing great. Hope everybody's staying safe. Today, I'm going over another fragrance that I've been working on. And I'll let you guys know the perfumer, the notes, the idea behind it, all that good stuff. This is the second video that I've done going over these fragrances. There are going to be 7 of them. Said that in the last video, of course, and if you missed that one, link in the description. That first fragrance I went over, and awesome tobacco fragrance. I love it. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's jump into this. First off, I'll let you guys know the perfumer for this fragrance. It is none other than Sydney Lancecieux. If you're unfamiliar with her work, she is extremely talented. I was really pumped to be able to work with her, and hopefully going to be working with her in the future as well. But she's most well known probably for the fragrances she's done underneath the By Kilian house and also Frapon. So with Frapon, she did 1270 and L'Humaniste, 2 of my absolute favorites from that house. And By Kilian, she did Straight to Heaven, Apple Brandy, Single Malt, Black Phantom, lots of heavy hitters. So she is awesome. I love her work. If you're a fan of By Kilian, then more than likely 99% chance you're a fan of what she's done. The fragrance that she and I have been working on that is right here is based around cognac and coffee. I mean, of course there are other things going on, other nuances that are gonna add a lot of depth to the fragrance, but the main things that are really going to grab your attention here are those 2 notes. And they've been used in a couple of different ways in the fragrance. Let me go ahead and give you guys the note breakdown, and then I'll let you know how this fragrance comes across to me. The top notes: coffee steam, brown sugar, licorice, and almond. A couple of notes probably jump out at you there. Coffee steam, yeah, that's a really accurate representation of how that smells in the top. Licorice, some people maybe get antsy when they hear that note. It doesn't work for everybody, but rest assured that the licorice here in the top is more of a supporting note, a nuance. It's not loud, it's not abrasive, it's not in your face. Then in the mid, we've got Indian papyrus, Caledonian Sandalwood, African coffee absolute, and cognac. In the base, vanilla, amberwood, barrel of cognac, Virginian cedar, and Somalian myrrh. So as I said there, the cognac and the coffee, those are the notes that are really gonna grab your attention here. For me, this is more of a coffee first fragrance than it is a cognac first fragrance. So while there is a little bit of booziness in here, ultimately it's supporting the coffee. So the coffee here comes across almost like a frothed coffee. It's not a roasted coffee. It's not a burnt coffee, nothing like that. This one has off the top that sort of soft, inviting coffee note, and that is that coffee steam. So when it hits your nose initially, it's not this heavy punch of coffee. It kind of leads you in. You've got that little bit of licorice there, kind of on the periphery. You have sweetness from the brown sugar and a little bit of creaminess from the almond, all right there, right in the top. Then as it dries down, you're gonna get more of that African coffee absolute. You're gonna get that cognac coming more to the fore. So it's gonna give you a little more booziness. There's a bit of sweetness in there, but it doesn't come across like a really sweet cappuccino or anything like that. Some coffee fragrances tend to go that route. They go either with the roasted coffee, where it comes across more with that heavy coffee bean edge, if you want to call it that, or the really sweet cappuccino route. And this one doesn't really do either of those things. And then into the dry down, you're gonna have that vanilla, very appealing, very pleasing. I'm a big fan of vanilla. I know a lot of you out there are as well. Then in the dry down, we've got some nice woodiness, some sweetness, and that's gonna be coming primarily from the vanilla. And then that interesting barrel of cognac wood note. So again, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before, using that cognac a couple different ways, using the coffee a couple of different ways, having them just work together, kind of swirl together, and make this very inviting coffee fragrance. And like the last fragrance, I've worn this a ton over the past few months, gotten great reactions from it. My wife loves it, of course. Coffee, one of her favorite notes, so had to have coffee fragrance in this lineup. And while I love coffee fragrances that do have that kind of roast coffee bean note, I didn't want to go that route. Also didn't want something that was going to smell just like very heavy-handedly sugared coffee. Again, cappuccino, latte, didn't really want to go that route with the note. And this fragrance, like the last one, a large amount of naturals being used as well. So in this fragrance, the papyrus, natural, sandalwood, natural, the cedarwood, natural, the myrrh, natural, the coffee absolute, natural. So there are a lot of natural ingredients spread across here. And that's actually one of the things that Sydney the Perfumer is really well known for, using natural ingredients. Actually, if you Google her or look her up, you can find a few articles talking about that. This one for me, gonna be a fall, winter, and even springtime fragrance, because even though it is coffee and cognac forward with all of these other great nuances, giving the fragrance richness and depth, it's not the kind of fragrance that's gonna be too heavy, too dense to be used in springtime. So for me personally, almost a year-round type of scent, though in the summer I probably would reach for something a little fresher. I absolutely love this one though. Great scent for daytime, nighttime. It's unique, but at the same time, very people-pleasing. That is the second of my 7 fragrances, so 5 more to come, each one doing its own thing. So this one, for all of you out there that like coffee, that like booze, and maybe that wanna intermingle those a little bit together. All right, guys, it's gonna do it for me. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all of your support. I will have more information on the fragrances to come and the whole line, the brand, all of that stuff in the very near future. So keep your eyes open for that. Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.